Hi there! Welcome to Becoming the Self-Led Woman podcast. My name is Monica, and this is a weekly podcast for modern women in which we will explore different topics such as self-leadership, personal growth, financial empowerment, feminine wisdom, all sorts of things that help us understand how can we navigate nowadays as a modern woman. You can think of it as a coffee chat that you can have with an older sister. So here I am as your older sister, that I am sharing honest, supportive, practical insights that can help you create the life that feels more aligned, more empowered, and really more heart-led and authentic. When it comes to personal development, nowadays it is so easy to get our hands on a lot of material for learning, whether it is books, audiobooks, podcasts, digital courses, or even if we need one-on-one session with a coach, with a mentor in a specialized area, it is all just at the distance of a click. However, there is one important aspect when it comes to personal development that it's so easy to overlook, but it can be so revealing that it is important to ask ourselves, where does this motivation to improve ourselves really come from? Because there is a difference between it coming from a genuine place of desiring more, to experience more in life, and from a place that you truly love yourself, so you want more for yourself, and from a place of actually insecurity that, oh, I might not be enough, so I might need to acquire more skills, so I need to learn more, improve myself more, so then I am more enough to get the relationship that I desire, to have the career that I desire, or to be the mother or father that I want to be for my kids. And unfortunately, many of us, including myself in the past, actually try so hard to improve ourselves because we don't feel that we might be capable enough. We push ourselves, we think that, oh, I should know this, I should be better at this. That at the end of the day, it is actually not so loving at all towards ourselves. For example, there was a time after my divorce when I had to learn how to rebuild my life and have my own apartment, paying my own bills, doing all these things only by myself while co-parenting my child with my ex-husband. At that time of my life, I actually felt quite vulnerable, and I really wanted to be this capable mother of being able to take care of my kid, maintaining the quality of life that I could give to him. Then I realized that I was actually pushing myself so often to, oh, I have to learn this, I have to master that. For example, I have to learn more about finances. I have to be more confident, more capable, a better communicator, someone who is also better at networking, and also a better leader at work. Because I was gradually also assuming leadership positions at work as a project manager. And I was having all these ruminations, all these thoughts about, oh, what if I am not capable of being the mother my child needs? What if I'm not capable of doing my job and having the career that gives me stability? Then what if I'm not able to maintain the apartment that I was renting, or to continue to contribute to my child's private school fees? And it's not like that we would end up in the streets if I ever lose my job, because worst case scenario, I still have my family. My ex-husband, he is also co-parenting our kid. But I was just really in this phase that I was worrying so much and felt that, oh, maybe I am not so capable of rebuilding my life. I was often pushing myself, learning this, learning that. And what happened was that there was a time that I was so overwhelmed, so stressed, so exhausted with everything, really, that strangely, then I was not able to show up for my kid as the mother that I always wanted to and believed that my kid needed. Because if I was always so tired, if I was always so overwhelmed, then I wasn't patient enough with him. I wasn't really focused enough on him. And we weren't having enough quality time together to develop our connection. So when I realized that, then I paused and I was wondering, why is it that I am really so worried about learning a lot that I am overwhelming myself? Like, what is the underlying reason for me to push myself so hard? And what is it that I actually need to feel more secure? Because if I begin to get curious and also challenge my own beliefs about my situation, my own perspective, I would realize that I've always been this capable woman. It's not my first day on IT career, and I've always been very self-sufficient. And again, worst case scenario, I still have my family and my ex-husband to take care of my kid. So then, after reflecting on this and after pausing a bit, really, I begin to be able to breathe again, to relax a little bit more again. So, after a while, when I began to learn things and improve myself, out of this genuine desire to want to experience more in life, like more joy, more abundance, more happiness, more pleasure, then I began to enjoy learning again. I began to enjoy the audiobooks that I listen. I began to have fun with the podcast that I listen because it is not really coming from that place of beating myself up of, oh, I should be better. I should be improving myself. So then I am worthy and I am capable enough. But actually, wow, what is it at the other side waiting for me when I learn this? And I also enjoy more the journey of learning things. For example, many people they learn about relationship skills because they are often in this place where they are, for example, in a long-term relationship where there is no more passion, there's emotional distance, and even worse, many couples they might be arguing with each other all the time and it's been very draining. And then they feel that, oh, I should learn the communication skills, I should learn this, I should learn that. But there is a difference that when you learn from a place of pleasure and really fun, like, oh, what happens if I learn about this, if I learn to communicate in these ways and have more fun in our relationships? The learning itself becomes more and more enjoyable and expanding. So, for example, let's say that you are a mother or you have a leadership position at work or in your business. When you learn more new skills, like you read another book, you listen to another podcast, you even have another digital course, are you consuming this content and knowledge out of a place of, oh, I might not be good enough, so I really need to learn this. And if I learn this, then I am a better mother, I am a better leader. Or do you actually come from a place that, wow, I want to be a better leader? And then you actually enjoy what you are reading. That, wow, this is actually fun. And for example, if you are reading a parenting book, you might feel like, oh, this suggestion might actually be fun to try with my kids. Because one can be critical of yourself and feeling insecurity, feeling that you're not enough, but the other can actually come from a more loving and expanding place. And if you catch yourself feeling insecurities or feeling that you should do more and get better at something, it's not that it is necessarily wrong, because often we go through certain situations and that is exactly what life requires us to do, to learn more, to overcome certain challenges. However, if you find yourself in this kind of scenario, in this kind of situation, it might be important to do some reflection and coming from a place of more compassion and curiosity and ask yourself, okay, what is it that is really motivating me to learn so much about this topic? What is the underlying need or feeling that I am having? And if I am feeling a little bit insecure or not enough, then what is it that I am really actually worrying? For example, if I feel that I am not good enough as a mother, then what is it that I am feeling that might be lacking? And how can I actually address it? Because if we don't really reflect on this, we might risk to learn and learn and learn from different sources, different learning materials, but in a way that it's a bit dispersed. So we might never really target the underlying reason and what we actually need. And we just read a lot of books thinking that there might be what we need. Then another important aspect is that many of us have this critical inner voice that no matter how much we achieve in our lives, we still think that, oh, maybe this is not enough, maybe I should push myself more, etc., etc. So we still try to learn more, we still try to go a little bit further, we still push ourselves even more. And when it comes to this kind of situations, it is even more important to go deeper within ourselves to understand what is it that is within me that feels that it's still not enough, and how can I actually address that so that I don't become a black hole of knowledge really and accumulate the whole library of knowledge within me that it's actually not still not addressing the issue that is really within me, that is making me feel restless. So, this week, I'd like to gently invite you to really reflect on what is it that really motivates me to learn more and do more self improvement. Does it come from a place of, oh, I might not be enough or I need to do more? And if so, then what is it that you might need to address? Or if your self improvement, your desire to learn more actually comes from desire to experience more in your life. So maybe you can grab a coffee, a tea, a latte, and then grab a notebook for journaling and really give yourself some time to know a little bit more about yourself.